The one and only Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly. Hey, Buddy.
How are you, Allan?
How are you?
Fine.
Good to see you, old buddy, again. Where are the other fellas?
They're running around somewhere, Allan.
They are?
Uh-huh.
Gee, last time I saw, I guess I haven't seen you since our tour, have I?
About in April, wasn't it?
I think somewhere
It's been
around
a good while,
there.
uh-huh.
Yes, it has been. What have you been doing and where you been?
Well, we haven't been working all summer, Allan. We've just been kind of loafing and taking it easy and running around some, enjoying the what we hadn't enjoyed for the whole year previous, all the work going on.
Oh, boy, you worked hard that year, buddy.
So we're getting ready to start in some new work now.
You going on tour again?
And I think so, uh-huh.
Buddy, we had a lot of fun. We did a lot of flying.
Yeah, we sure did.
And
I was just in the town the other day in Cincinnati. You remember when we landed there and the helicopter had crashed that day that we got in there?
That's right.
And we took the ride in there from the airport. It reminded me of when we landed.
Buddy, we played, I think we rode every kind of airplane there was imaginable.
We sure did.
Those DC-3s were really something.
With the...
Oh, boy. Without the seat belts, we'd have been right through the top, that's for sure. Buddy, we had a lot of fun together, and I hope we're going to have a lot of fun together in the future, too, because you're just a wonderful guy, and say hello to Joe.
Okay.
Joe is it Joe?
Joe Bias.
Joe Bias.
Uh-huh.
Because he was always
Jack
a Joe.
Cook over there.
No, Joe, the Crickets is the fellow with the bass fiddle. And we call him Joe Bias because he always was saying, buy us a Coke.
Mm-hmm. Buy us something.
Buy us a candy bar. Well, we had a lot of fun together, and, buddy, let's get together soon, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Allan. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, Buddy Holly, and that's his brand new Brunswick record, It's So Easy, and a wonderful record it is. Now it's time for station identification. We'll be back with part 2, so you stick around.
And we have here right now, as guests at the K-Top microphone, members of the Crickets. The Crickets, a quartet, and we have first on my left, Buddy Holly. How are you this evening, Buddy?
It's fine, Dale. How are you?
Well, we're fine. We hope you are, too. Would you care to introduce for our listening audience the rest of the Crickets that we have here?
Well, here's Joe Malden. He plays bass, and Jerry Allison plays drums, and the other one, Nicky Sullivan, is not here right at the moment. He's out on the stage, I think, doing something. And that's us.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about some recordings that you do have out right now?
Well, we have 3 records going right now, and of course the first one was That'll Be the Day. That's the first one we released.
That one.
And then we have a new one out by the Crickets called Oh Boy and Not Fade Away. And then there's one out, it's the same group, but it's under my name. I don't know why they did it that way, but they put one out under my name called Peggy Sue and Every Day.
How did you fellas happen to get the name Crickets? That's always intrigued me.
We had to think of some name that hadn't been used yet, and Jerry came up with it. So, sure enough, it had already been used, but it's a good while back, so it didn't matter too much.
I guess that about winds up. That's all the time we have for this interview with the Crickets, and we want to thank the Crickets for taking time out of tonight's busy schedule for talking with us for just a few moments on the K-Top microphone.
Well, we'd like to thank everyone that listens and everyone that requests and likes our records, and we'd like to thank you boys for playing them.
Thank you a whole lot.
Thank you very much, Dale.
Buddy Holly and the Crickets, and America's very, how can I put it? I haven't formulated it and put it together in my own mind. What I want to say is a man who creates songs, performs them, has a great deal to do with the activities of our music world, and he's still a very young man, and a successful one at that. A choral recording star whom you met last Saturday, singing Heartbeat. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Buddy Holly. Buddy, nice to see you again. Actually, I think we're going to get more time to talk today than we got last Saturday.
Well, that'll be fine.
It was kind of a screaming day. I got tangled up in my introduction to you because I know of some of the things you've done, but I don't know all of your activities. How many songs have you written?
I couldn't hardly say right now, Dick. It'd take me a few minutes to think back and think of how many they were, but I guess altogether it's been about 15 or 20.
Really, that many? How old are you, buddy?
22.
That's a lot of writing in a short length of time. Tell me about the formation of the Crickets. Let's bring the Crickets on, the fellows who work with you.
Okie dokie. Well,
ladies and gentlemen, the rest of the group. Buddy Holly and the Crickets.
The first one here is Jerry Allison.
Jerry, nice to see you.
And he's the drummer for the Crickets, and then Joe Malden, the bass player.
Nice to see you. How long's this operation been going on?
About a year and a half, nearly close to 2 years now.
You know, I remember very well, I would say the first thing I knew about that you did, That'll Be the Day. Was it the first record you ever made?
Well, actually, it was. It was a group of the Crickets. It was our first one.
This is highly unusual. Did any of you have a hand in the writing?
I did.
What'd you write? All of it or part of it?
No, just half of it. Baby wrote half and I wrote half.
All righty, fair enough. Gee, I'd love to do that with you someday, but you got such a great new side that let's keep up with the times and do the thing called It's So Easy, okay?
Fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Buddy Holly and the Crickets, It's So Easy.
Buddy, come back here. I want to ask you a question. How old are all of you fellas?
Well, there's 2 18, 1 20, and I'm 21.
Where do you come from, Lubbock, Texas?
Lubbock, Texas, yes.
You go to school down there?
Well, we did until we got out of high school, finally.
Right after high school you started playing together?
Yes, sir, that's right.
Your big hit right from the start, or has it been sort of a long...
Well, we've had a few rough times, I guess you say, but we've been real lucky getting it this quick.
Well, Texas, nice to have you up here.
Thank you,
Let's have
Doc.
a very nice hand for these Texas records.
Buddy, I'm going to start right in with a controversial one because I've just shown you a photo I don't believe you've seen before. How did you come to choose the name Crickets?
Our drum player, Jerry Allison, thought of the name back last January when our group was formed, and we didn't know that there was another group at that time by that name.
You had to come to Australia to me to find that out, is that
Yes,
right?
sir. We found out about it just right soon after we had thought of the name, but we found out that the other group was non-existent anymore, and so nothing was heard.
They were a quintet. I can't even remember any of their records being released in this country, but I thought it might have been of interest to you. You're the oldest member, aren't you, in the group?
Yes, sir, that's right.
What's that, 21 or 22?
21.
21. Now, how did this group get started?
Well, we're all from the same hometown, and
What's that? I'm not going to pronounce it. It's
Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock,
Uh-huh.
Texas.
And we've known each other for quite some time, and Jerry and myself, the drummer, have been playing together for about 5 years. And then the other boy, Joe Malden, the bass player, got with us last January.
Is there another one, Nicky Sullivan? Was he in it somewhere along
He
the line?
was in the group for a while, and then he decided to quit and go back to school.
Back to school, okay.
Uh-huh.
You have two contracts, one as a soloist with Coral, and then you have another one with the Crickets, don't you?
Yes, that's correct. It's we're actually the same group on both records,
That's right.
but
That's a rather unusual.
just different name.
Yes, it's rather unusual. Do you write songs yourself, or do the rest of the boys write the songs?
All of us write songs.
All of them write songs. Who's your favourite vocalist? Not Elvis Presley, I wouldn't suppose.
I guess he's one of them.
It's one of them, I see. Have you seen him work at all?
Yes, I used to know Elvis quite well before he got as popular as he is now.
Oh, I see, yeah. And who gets the gold disc? One of you or three of you? For That'll Be the Day.
We all three get one.
One each? One each, that's right. Yeah. Getting back to Lubbock, what is its main source of income? Not oil or Jane Mansfield or something like that, is it?
Well, they have a little bit of oil around there, but not too much. Mostly it's the growth of cotton.
Cotton, is it? I see. Norman Petty. Now, where does Norman fit into the picture?
He's our manager and our recording engineer and just about the whole works, I guess you'd say.
He's not in Australia, is he?
Yes, he is. He's sitting right over there.
Oh, is he? Well, Norman, is it? Would you like to come up and say a few words, Norman? I don't know that. What's the picture regards rock and roll, say, with the Presley in the Army? Is that all the things, do you think?
Well, I don't think it alters anything real outstanding in the music business. Presley will probably be a little unpopular for a while, but I think he'll come back into his own after he gets out.
You don't think somebody will step into his shoes, like from the ranks?
No, I don't think anybody will
Buddy
take his
Holly
place.
or Jerry Lee Lewis?
No,
or
I don't
something
think
like
so.
You don't think so? Good, anyway, thanks very much, buddy, and I'll switch over to Norman now.
All right.
Thanks very much.
We're backstage here at the Georgia Auditorium for the biggest record star show for 1957, talking to Buddy Holly.
Hello, Red.
How are you?
It's fine and dandy.
Hey, I missed that phone call we had from Toronto that time.
Yeah, we couldn't get together on that some way or another.
I don't know, but I'd just like to tell you right now that your song, Peggy Sue, that you do on a solo there on Coral Records, is it Coral in the States, too?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's doing real well. It's number 7 song here, and that's lucky number 7, as we say every
Well, that's fine.
Well, how long have you had the Crickets together, buddy?
Since January.
Since January.
Uh-huh.
When did you decide to form a group? Was it at that time?
Well, we just, the drummer and myself have been playing together about 4 years, and we got the other two boys and asked them if they'd like to join us and form a group.
You write your own material, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Who helps you with That'll Be the Day?
Jerry Allison, the drummer.
He's the fellow that plays drums.
Uh-huh.
Where you all from? Where's your hometown?
Lubbock, Texas.
Would you like to go back there?
Sure would.
What's the weather like this time of year down there?
Oh, it's not quite this cool.
It's not.
And it's a little bit drier.
Well, right now I'm going to put you on the spot, and I said I asked you before, and I didn't have a microphone with me, but I'm going to put you on the spot again. What do you think about rock and roll music? Do you think it is on the wane or what?
I think it's going out quite a bit in the States.
Down south?
Uh-huh.
How far down?
Deep.
It is, but I mean, how long do you think it will last? Another 6 months, 7 months?
Oh, possibly, yeah.
I think after Christmas things may change a bit, though.
They might pick back up, but I rather doubt it.
Well, we'd like to congratulate you here because, in a special way, because the West Coast here is sort of responsible for that'll be the day to get it start. It started out here.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And we're all real happy about it here. Phil Rose of Campo of Coral Records in Apex and Brunswick in Eastern Canada was trying to get through to us with you on the phone back there. How was your engagement in Toronto?
It was real fine. They received us real well there.
What you got coming up in the future for records?
Well, we've got one that was just released the other day by the Crickets called Oh Boy.
Oh Boy.
You should be getting that just any day now.
Well, that's terrific. We'll be playing it just like the other one. That'll mean that you've got 3 songs in our charts if that comes up. That'll be Peggy Sue, That'll Be the Day, and Oh Boy.
Yeah.
How do you think it compares with the others?
Well, I like Oh Boy better than That'll Be the Day, really.
You think it's better?
But of course I'm no judge.
It's always the listeners that decide the fate of a record in the end. We'd like to congratulate you, and I think you got a good future in the business. One other question, buddy. If trends change, would you hop on the trend and go into the other, or would you just give up?
I'd hop on the trend.
You would?
Because I'd prefer singing something a little more quieter anyhow.
What do you like down in Texas, where you come from? How far is that from a place like Dallas or Crystal City? I mean, Texas is big, man.
Well, our hometown, Lubbock, is 280 miles straight west of Dallas.
It is.
Uh-huh.
I think I got to hit Dallas right off. Wow. Well, it's been real wonderful talking to you backstage here, buddy, and I guess your act goes on pretty soon, does it?
Yes, it does. We're going right after Fats.
How many numbers?
We do 3.
You do 3 numbers. What are you going to do up there?
We'll do Ready Teddy and our new one, Oh Boy, and That'll Be the Day.
Well, it's been a real pleasure talking to you backstage. Buddy Holly of the Fabulous Crickets.